This is the only sector that can employ all the population.
All the unemployed.
All the unemployed, because agriculture in Nigeria, with the arable land, with the favorable weather, and we have huge from River Niger that come all the way from northeast that stretch all the way down south, River Benue. We have everything that we need.
If you take 10 billion into manufacturing structures for unemployed people, do you have the brains? There are people that went to school to study agriculture, they went to school to study management, supply chain, and the rest. These are people we can bring together and we can begin to start our own manufacturing stuff here.
This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Trade between the United States and Nigeria is projected to surpass $700 million in 2025, marking a significant milestone in bilateral economic relations. The update was shared by the U.S. missions in Nigeria via a post on X, highlighting the latest arrival of U.S. wheat. Oh yeah? Shipments into the country. This development reflects a growing demand for American agricultural products in Nigeria, particularly wheat, which remains a key staple for the country's food and manufacturing industries. It also underscores the strengthening trade ties between both nations amid global supply chain shift. Experts say the increased agricultural imports could support Nigeria's flour milling and food processing sectors, while also raising discussion on improving local production and reducing dependency. The trade figures are part of broader efforts to deepen commercial engagement between the two countries and encourage more structured partnership in agribusiness and food security initiative. Now, this particular agricultural produce will not stop haunting us, and it's called wheat, W-H-E-A-T. We have more than enough arable land to plant wheat, but we have consistently, over the years, refused to invest in wheat planting. Why?
The reason why we have shortage of wheat agriculture is because wheat is one of the few crops that is a little bit technical. So you need a little bit of education to be able to plant and process, to be able to sell. And as a people, I know we offer agriculture in a lot of university. I know we have an agricultural university. I think I've forgotten what state has the University of Agriculture.
Almost all the entire zones. The entire zones have at least two.
So, but our graduates from these universities, I don't see them, coming into the economy to practice agriculture, and that is why we are lacking in crops like this that is a little bit technical. If even rice, if not for the government and the prices of rice that force people to go into it. A few years back, Nigeria relied heavily on imported rice as well because it's a little bit technical. You have to get the paddy, you have to remove the paddy and all of that. So we need more. Agriculture needs to move from the business or the craft of uneducated people to people that actually have been to school. And government needs to find a way to encourage graduates from these agricultural universities to go into these crops. And again, crops like wheat, they are, like I said, it's technical, so it means it's high risk. So there has to be insurance. Agric insurance is very, very important. When there is agric insurance, it will encourage a lot more people to go into farming. Is a shame if America is now exporting food produce to us because number one, they don't have in Nigeria. We can have 2-3 turnaround of agricultural produce.
Planting
seasons. We have favorable condition. If we even do, and we can even do dry season farming with irrigation and everything, so we can have 3-4 circles of agriculture. In America, there's no way they can do that. From winter, where all the crops will freeze to death, to extreme summer, is very, very sad. And they don't have the population for farming. most of the American farmers are immigrants. So even right now, they have shortage of farmers because of the new Trump's policy, of taking illegal immigrants back to their country. So it's so sad that, this is the same country that is now exporting food to us. So we need to really, really wake up. And we cannot be a, poverty-ridden country with this so much arable land, with this so much demand for food globally. And the arable land is just wasting without people, and people have no job. Is a no-brainer. This is the only sector that can employ all the population.
All the unemployed.
All the unemployed, because
from the farm to the adding of the value to every other chain
to everything.
Of it.
This agriculture in Nigeria, with the arable land, with the favorable weather, and we have huge from River Niger that come all the way from northeast, that stretch all the way down south, River Benue. We have everything that we need for a prosperous agricultural economy. So we just need to tap into it from ground up, from like I said earlier, from the local government up. CBN sitting in Abuja cannot really impact our farming population.
Okay. You were saying something about the United States sending wheat here, which is not free. They are making good money off it. At a point in time, even till tomorrow, we still import wheat from Ukraine. That is our war. So if we want to slap ourselves for Ukraine, for America, let's flog ourselves for Ukraine. Now, our trade with the US as it concerns agri is on the rise. But majorly, if we look at it, what we send to them are majorly primary products. Cocoa, primary products. Cassava, primary product. Yam, primary product. Palm oil, primary product. So we are not adding value to any of this major as a nation, as direct exports. How can we take this beyond what it is right now? Because at the end of the day, what we send to them, they process, add value, and send back to us, and we buy us, and they make more money. How can we turn this tide around?
Well, so this works in two ways. First, it's more of showing, it's a milestone for the manufacturing sector in terms of the bilateral engagement that we have with the US. But if we look at it from the local side of things, it's of course reignites conversations around what are we doing as a country to foster or to boost and encourage manufacturing companies that are here locally. Now, we've all been clamoring about how we send products over abroad and then they refine it for us and all of that, bring it back as finished products for us. We buy at a higher price, and of course, as a business person, you add your own, you have your own your profit to gain, what you want to gain and profit from the product, and sell to the final consumer, which becomes a very hectic price on the lower level. So at the end of the day, we have to begin to encourage people that want to manufacture these goods. I said, education is very key. The government can dedicate time to. A lot of times we just say unemployment. What's actually unemployment? It's not really about people that don't have jobs. It's just more of people that don't have the opportunity to express themselves. And this starts from the government first. What are you doing? What manufacturing companies are you creating? Are you opening? If we're going to talk about priorities, we've seen it on the news a lot of times. The government put priorities on things that don't affect the economy in any way. Instead, it takes away from us. So I'm not going to mention, but we saw the news about 10 billion for Ag, 10 billion for Ag.
10 billion
for Ag. Loan. How does that affect the economy in any way in terms of further pushing us ahead? If you take 10 billion into manufacturing structures for unemployed people, they have the brains. There are people that went to school to study agriculture, they went to school to study management, supply chain, and the rest. These are people we can bring together and we can begin to start our own manufacturing stuff here, which actually ends up as buying chocolate at a very cheap price. If you travel to the UK, to the US, Canada, you see some goods that have been produced in there are sold for affordable prices. And that's why even the person that earns the minimum wage can afford to buy chocolates, can afford to buy drinks at very good prices. Here in Nigeria, you see people shouting that they can't afford to buy chocolates. Drinks like that come with fruit juice and rest, because these things are being done outside, or the refinement of these products are done outside and brought back to us. Not forgetting that they were taken away from this place in the first place. Why don't we refine ours here? And also, we also have people that are into the manufacturing system here in Nigeria. What's the government doing in terms of exploring that sector to encourage? Because a lot of times, the government plays a very big role in encouraging local manufacturers. When you encourage them from the agricultural sector to whichever sector, it goes a long way in what the final products will look like, final price will look like, and how it affects the final consumer. So it's just what it is.